Hey, good to be with you once again. Flight to freedom. Yes, as you can tell, we
Okay,
are
good. Looks
just
good on the left.
excited every
Can't
time
really
we
see
get
it
an
in here.
opportunity to fly.
You can kind of see
By the
left
way,
and right on the
flying
highway,
is
but
a privilege.
not great.
That's that's the only thing that I can say about it. It really
Okay,
is
good.
an awesome privilege. As you can see here, I'm getting ready
Got
to
mute
take
that.
off on the taxiway.
Oh yeah.
Really, every time you see me, I'm
Okay,
always
full
smiling,
power.
right? I mean, it's because it's that
Yay,
amazing. It's that
airspeed's
wonderful.
alive.
Please do not
Oil
forget to
pressure,
click and
temps are both
click,
good.
click subscribe in the
There we
YouTube
go,
channel.
coming up to 55. Pull
All
back.
right, got a tongue twister
Yeah,
there a
good.
little bit, but here you see me taking off.
Now we're gonna want
Just
to
really,
raise that nose
really,
up just a
really
bit.
excited about this. I mean, every time I do it, it's
There
like,
we go, that
wow,
looks
I
pretty
can't
good.
believe I'm
Climb
actually
about
in a
70
plane
here, 70
taking
knots.
off.
Okay.
But that's just how much of the privilege that I'm talking about. That's how much of a privilege it is.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this marker to our runway heading to, just so we can reference that. Also gonna put our altitude bug there at 1300 so we can reference that.
Want to dedicate this episode to Joshua, Jacob, Justice, and Journey. Those are my children. Just wanted them to know that nothing is impossible with God. This one thing that this flying venture has taught me is that nothing is impossible. And I just wanted to let them know that I am so proud of them and that there is nothing that they cannot do if they will just put their mind to it. And so I'm really excited about this. Missed them a lot, but I just want them to know that that in large part I'm doing this for them because I want them to know that anything is possible with God. Now you can see that I'm just flying here in a regular traffic pattern around the airport. If you remember a previous episode, we determined that a traffic pattern, a regular traffic pattern, is really a rectangular shape where you go in a rectangular shape, all left turns unless specified by the airport, and then you make right turns. But generally speaking, it's all left turns, and so that's just what I'm doing right now. We were initially going to just do traffic patterns, land the plane, traffic pattern, land the plane, traffic pattern, land the plane. But then something amazing happened during this flight, and that you will see a little bit later. Now we're coming here to the last leg of the traffic pattern call, the final. I am now, you can see the runway here, and we are now coming in for a landing. I remember one video where I may have sounded frustrated, where we had tried it, this landing. Just for some reason, it just was not clicking. I'm getting a lot better at it. I have my instructor Mitch to thank for that. I'm so excited about this. Every time he says, "Hey, we're gonna do this," I get excited because I really believe that I'm going to get it. All right, so we're coming in for a landing, and as you can see here, I'm at the speed that I need to be at. I am making my way down to the runway, and then for some reason, like as I said before, when I get down here, that's when it all loses somewhat control. But this landing was actually a really good landing. If you probably could hear just a little bit my instructor saying, "Hey, good landing," but it could get better. As you can see, I'm off the center line. Every pilot wants to land on the center line, right? Perfect landing. And so made my way back, and we're getting ready to go ahead and take off once again here.
Number 2 falling, Steerman 515
Alpha Charlie. This is why I said that
Charlie.
this was an interesting flight. Again, our initial plan was just to do traffic,
traffic's over
pattern,
the threshold,
maybe
runway
go around maybe about 6 times, you know, taking off, landing, just trying to practice, make perfect the maneuvers. And while we were flying, just off the top, I said, hey, have you ever landed at Hartford Brainerd Airport? By the way, it's only about, what, 25, 26 nautical miles from our airport, the Westfield Bound Airport. And then
yeah, we can do that. That shouldn't be an issue.
Hotel taxi parking
maybe
via
one day we can
hotel.
go over there.
Bravo,
Now, to
cross
get
runway
there,
15,
we
remain
also
this
have to
frequency.
go through
Hotel Bravo, cross
the
15.
Bradley International Airport,
What's down in Hartford that you want to see?
And of course, there are
Just
some
curious.
recommendations, some things that you got to do in order if you're going to fly through the airspace. Now, you can fly above it.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. It's almost down in like a bowl.
Might have done, or you can fly below it. Okay. Or around it. Obviously, it would take a much longer time. So we decided that we were going to fly in the realm there, so that we can go. My instructor said, "Okay, let's do it. Let's go to Bradley. Let's go to Hartford Brainerd Airport," which we did. And friends, I am telling you, it was great. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I have imagined myself.
I mean, we could probably go down there today, actually.
Flying over Bradley International Airport, going to Hartford Brainerd Airport. As a matter of fact, I have a simulator at my house.
Like 25 miles or so.
Sometimes I make
you have to fly
that
over
trip all the time.
Over Bradley,
it's
but
a
I think we can do that.
But man, doing it for real, it was great. I had a great time. My instructor had a great time. We flew as VFR because I'm a student pilot. I can only do visual flight rules, so we couldn't fly, you know, in the clouds. We could only fly, you know, we flew under the clouds, but nevertheless, it was great. We saw the ground all the time, and I got to see Bradley International Airport. I got to see it from the top. And so, friends, I'm telling you, it was a great experience.
Yep.
My instructor and
I, cool. Go ahead. Let's call him back for a
and by the way, he was doing all the communication with Bradley International.
Westfield Tower,
I'm not familiar with the communication for the Class C airspace, Class Charlie, airspace. So he was doing it, but I got to listen. I got to hear what's expected. I'm telling you, friends, it was the best experience. I really enjoyed, and I got to fly the plane. All right, my instructor was doing was hands off the entire time. I got to fly the plane, and one of the things that that he has taught me that I think for me is just awesome is because in the beginning I wasn't doing it, but one of the things that I've learned is how to fly the plane straight and level.
Okay.
In the beginning, the plane was all over the place. I mean, it was trying to look. But then I met a wonderful piece of instrument called the elevator trim. Man, you know that the trim there, the reason why it's there is to help to relieve the pressure, right? And if you do it right, you can actually take your hands off the yoke, and the plane will just fly straight and level if you do it right. And so we had been practicing that at one of our lessons, and I believe that I'm there. But hey, you know, with all things, you can always learn more. So we are actually heading there now, and I am really excited just to have you on this journey with me. Never in my wildest imaginations did I ever think that I would be flying an actual plane. But hey, I'm grateful to God, because again, with him, all things are possible.
Brainerd, please. Number 326, Roger, I'll have a transponder code for you. Straight up departure's approved. Straight up departure, thank you, 326.
Now that clicking sound you hear is my instructor, you know, playing, touching the electronics, you know, the buttons. So that's what he's doing right there. All right, so we are near our destination. As a matter of fact, we are in the Hartford, Connecticut area. You can see the buildings off onto the right. Again, that's the Connecticut River that you see there. Again, man, it is beautiful from this angle, friends. You owe it to yourself. Even if you're not going to, even if you don't want to be a pilot, you can actually take what's called a discovery flight, where a certified flight instructor will go up with you in a plane, usually about 35 minutes to some place, maybe an hour, I don't know, depending on the facility that you go to. But I'm telling you, it is a beautiful experience just to see the scenery from the air, if not. But we are almost at the airport. This was a great ride. I mean, the entire way I was just giddy, like a little kid, like somebody who just tasted a lollipop for the very first time. It was just that exciting. Again, I'm flying the plane, and so, which is good, because I'm getting all the experience that I need, all the hours that I need, in order just to be a proficient pilot. Because overall, you do want to be a proficient pilot. You want to be a safe pilot. And so I'm really excited about that. Man, the clouds are just gorgeous. I'm telling you, it's just wonderful. So at this time, we are again nearing the airport, and getting ready to make our way. Actually, we are descending right now. As you can see, I'm raising the nose up in order to slow the plane down, because the plane has to be at a certain speed in order for me to begin putting in my first batch of flaps. I'm now turning what's called the base of the traffic pattern as we're getting ready to land. And as you can see here again, friends, everything is really so crucial. You're really focused because you don't want any mishaps or anything of that nature, especially when you're new, you're landing. And at this particular moment, I was really focused. My instructor was focused on this, and we are just having, but at the same time, we're having a good time. All right, so I'm taking a left for my final as we're getting ready to land. All right, my friends, as we're getting ready to land, enjoy the music. Want you to know that you are always in our mind, and thank you so much for coming along with us through the journey.